Hello guys, and welcome to your day 2 of chemical equations and reactions unit. Today we're going to be doing some practice with balancing chemical equations. Something that we had a little bit of practice with in the day 1 assignment, but we're really going to dive into today with this virtual lab. So what you're going to do is you're going to crack open your Google Doc I have on the right side of my screen right here. I got a couple brain starter questions that kind of refer back to the last assignment. So have those notes open, refer back to those, maybe have a partner who has the notes open to help you out there. This is going to be a great assignment to do with a partner, so you can kind of like two heads are better than one kind of thing. It's a very visual assignment, it's a very interactive one, so it's a great one to do with someone else so you can compare work and look over each other's shoulders as you go. The main idea that we're discussing today is this leading question right here. How does the law of conservation of mass apply to balancing reactions and finding compound ratios? So keep that in mind as we go forward. Got a couple starter questions right here, and I really want you guys, I'm not going to answer these because I really want you to spend some time doing this yourself, okay? And consider these questions in your head before you go on to the actual activity. They're not right or wrong questions, they're just to get your head going in the right direction. So, for the activity, you're going to have this link right here. When you follow this link, it's going to open up this simulation that I have on the left side of my screen. Right under here, it says select the introduction icon. That's right here. There's two parts, introduction, which is kind of like your tutorial activity, and then the game, which strips away some of the supports and is more of a challenging activity. So we're going to start with the introduction right here. And this is what the simulation looks like for the introduction. We have ammonia separating water and combust methane. So what we're going to do is to make ammonia, all right, we can manipulate the coefficients here to increase the amount of each compound that we have. You also have some tools that you can use here as you start to kind of show what's going on here. Again, when we balance reactions, we're trying to create the conditions where everything that we start with, we finish with. These balance scales are helpful. So on the left side of each scale shows how many atoms of nitrogen are in the reactants, and on the right side of the scale over here shows us how many atoms of nitrogen are in the products. Obviously, this is not balanced. We can mess with quantities here until we find a happy balance. Some people like these balance beam scales. Another tool you can use is the bar graph. I like this one a little bit because it splits it and it shows you all the compounds on the left side versus all the compounds on the right side rather than a balance beam for each atom. So we have the visual here of how many molecules of hydrogen we have, 3, how many molecules of nitrogen gas we have, 1, and how many molecules of ammonia gas we produced, 2. All right, so then you would then put these coefficients in here for 1, 3, and 2 to create this balance. This is a balanced chemical equation. Have a couple follow-up questions, including putting a screenshot in here. How precise we get with the screenshot really does depend on the device that you're on. If you're on a computer, it's pretty easy to get a nice clean screenshot of the box and our equation right here. You get a nice little screenshot that we can insert here. If you're on an iPad, a whole screen screenshot isn't going to be the end of the world. It'll take up a lot of space on your paper, but I don't mind. So again, I'm not going to answer these questions for you because I really want you to be thinking about these and answering these the best you can for yourself. And then after you have answered these questions, you're going to continue on to separate water and to combust methane. A few reflection questions here where you are going to be asked about the activity that you just did, the meaning of the coefficients, the significance of conservation of mass, things like that. There is a vocab word down here at the bottom that is not integral to answering the question, but is something that you haven't seen before, so I gave you a definition right here. Once you're done with your reflection questions, I would like you to do at least one level of the game. If you want to be a real tryhard and do me proud, do all 3 levels. You can switch over to the game. The thing about the game is that it does strip out the tools, so you don't have those bar graphs or those balance beams to help you. There's not as much visual here, but we at least do have the visual of the molecules as we work. Okay? Once you think you have it balanced, hit the check button and it will tell you if you are correct or not. Alright guys, I hope you have fun with this activity. It's pretty interactive and moves pretty quickly, so I think you'll get a lot out of it. If you have any questions, of course, message me on Jupiter or email me or leave a comment on the assignment. Have a good day, guys.